Welcome back to Strategy and Snark. Today, we're going to the Carnival. But before we do that, my hireling expired and I forgot to get a new one multiple times. So we're going to do that now. We are level 8. We're pretty far in level 8 though, so we're just going to grab, we'll grab one copy of Fergus here. That should be enough to get us through the Carnival. And then we'll probably be level 9, so no point in stacking too many of him. We are going to go and sell all this random junk loot real quick as well. I usually don't pick up treasure anymore, but because I'm not using any of my banked items, I kind of do need to pick things up, because sometimes we find something good. Let's see. Deflecting might be okay. Eh, we already have spell resistance. Okay. I'll keep the named item. But just at a fast forward glance through all of these, I don't care about any of this. I do kind of want to keep my wands though. I'm actually going to click the lock on these. I have a Wand of Protection from Evil, which I keep forgetting I have. That's a spell that we have at level 1, but we don't have a slot for it right now. Might have actually... Would that have stopped the sleep in Feywild? Don't know. Anyway, we're going back to House Phiarlan, the Entertainers Guild. Up here at, what would that be, 11 o'clock? If we count Deneth as 12? Yeah. 11 o'clock on the Stormreach map. And our quest chain right here begins with Rouge. I have to assume that her name is not Rogue. I'm pretty sure that's the spelling for Rouge. I'm also pretty sure that is not how you spell attaché. I don't think there is a copyright symbol at the end of attaché. Nor is the Enya supposed to be over a capital A. I think somebody updated the font in the game and didn't realize that there was one use of an E with a accent mark over it in the game. I wonder how long that's been there. I do not remember that the last time I played this quest. Anyway, the Phiarlan Carnival. We're working against the Carnival, not for the Carnival. The Maleficent Cabal. I mean, it's right there in the name. Maleficent Cabal. Like, that's just the name of the... That's just the name of the troop. Like, obviously they're bad, but whatever. We basically need to infiltrate the Carnival and dismantle it, prove that they're bad guys, right? So that we can go in and arrest them. Or whatever it is that the Assassins Guild, Entertainers Guild, would be doing to them. This is a paid expansion. This is not free to play. But it is one of the ones that is included with like the free questing code if they happen to pop that out again. It's only 4 quests long, so it's not a ton of quests, but I do like these ones. So we have to go and help out the theater first. Apparently, they're missing their main character for this play. The main character's supposed to be a giant, and I think he mentions that like there's a halfling or something that's the understudy, and it's like that's not going to work. We need a giant. So apparently there is a well-spoken giant out here in this valley. we're just supposed to walk up to this giant and be like, you, sir, need to be an actor. Yes, come be an actor.
You'll get a distinct impression of being
watched. I don't know why they think that this one giant in particular,
little people, they'll probably try to steal something again.
Like, I don't... There's a big leap in logic here is what I'm getting at. I don't... Not only does this quest make the least amount of sense, it is my least favorite of the chain. Because I hate backtracking. This quest is backtracking.quest. So here's some giants. We say, hi, giants. They're not hostile. We don't, and as long as you don't take their stuff, like there's a giant sack right there, don't touch the giant's sack, and they won't attack you. So now we're going to carve our way through a bunch of restless wildlife, because of course the lions are all going to gang up on the random guy walking through the jungle. You know, the very loud one with a glowing sword that is cutting lions in half as he runs by. This is why we're top of the food chain. Animals are dumb. And conveniently enough, we actually are going to find that stupid giant. Ah, yes, wolves and lions working together. That happens all the time. I make fun of the animals, but keep in mind that all animals have the ability to trip. So if you are, you know, like right now, if that first one were to trip me, that's a lot of guys getting a lot of free hits in. We run up here, and rather than jump in the water, we turn around and look, there's the giant. And he invites us to his camp, because, as I have mentioned before, giants in this game are not derp, big, dumb, right? They're not ogres. They're just giant. They used to run the whole continent. So, you can see here, there's a long dialogue trying to convince him to be an actor. We can just skip all of that. So, he sends you out on a couple of little errands, just to prove that we're on the up and up, we actually want him. So he's like, alright, go fetch some stuff for me. Step 1. Well, step 1 is talk to the guys who moved the quest forward again.
Gives you a task.
Seek the altar near the waterfall to appease the spirit.
So, need some water. Okay. There was water back here. He told us not to jump off the cliff. I'm going to jump off the cliff. I have featherfall. I can't sprain my ankles. You can just grab the water, and a bunch of water elementals will attack you. What you're supposed to do, if you're doing it right, is go around the corner to this little shrine and request permission to take the water. You have our blessing. Now I can take the water and I won't be attacked. Just had to ask. That was it. Unfortunately, I can't unjump down the cliff, so I actually have to walk over to the little ramp that leads up to his camp. And we're going to get more wolves on the way. Doop-de-doop-doop. The backtracking begins. This ain't the half of it. Yo, wolves, you want to all come and attack me at the same time so I can just cleave? Thank you. So we have the water. Now he's going to send us out for rocks, if I remember right.
Brawn Pits gives you another task.
You'll find many smaller rocks.
Need to go fetch him some rocks.
North of my hut. Crush when you can.
Fortunately, I do have a giant magical greatsword, so crushing rocks is not actually that hard. What the game wants you to do is go beat up earth elementals. That's what they refer to as rocks. Which is kind of funny. If you're a giant, you just think of an earth elemental as just an ornery rock. Oh yes, and the spiders that have allied themselves with the rocks. I know it's a video game thing, but has anyone ever addressed how like normally solitary creatures like spiders are just like, yeah, we are going to collectively band together all of SpiderKind to attack that guy in particular on sight every time. Okay. Now we run back again. I need to find myself a better movement speed increase. We're never going to be super fast because we're clunky paladin. We're not a monk. We're not a rogue. All right.
If Brothers Grimm don't have any firewood, check up
The
the hills northwest.
the two giants are the Brothers Grimm. Get it? Now we need firewood. And the fastest way... The firewood is all way up high on top of these cliffs. I believe the fastest way is to backtrack all the way to the Giant Brothers. If I go back to where I crushed those rocks... Really? If I go back to where I crushed the rocks, there is a path you can walk. You just walk up and start collecting the firewood. But this is a lot farther than I remember it being. Okay. If we talk to the not asleep one, he says he can throw us to where the firewood is. So we jump on the pot, we kind of try to look kind of straight at him and say, go. And we go, wee, and now we're up top. Look, firewood. Every time you pick up firewood, an fire elemental will spawn. So make sure you have fire resistance on you and your hireling. Fire resistance makes it basically free. And just again, we need to pick up, what is this, 4 firewood? We got 2 already. I'm using Q. I'm pretty sure that there's one not too far down there. There isn't one forward, unfortunately. Here's one. Fire elemental? No, behind us. And one more. There it is. There are more than 4 of these, so you don't have to find exactly these 4. You just have to find 4. And I want to say that might be part of the path that you use to climb up here. From up here, we can just drop straight down back into the camp. So, just kind of looking down. This doesn't feel right. Yeah, we need to be that way. Oh, this is where we first landed. Yes, we go... Just got slightly... I turned a little too early. Turned too early is what it was. Brawn Pits is right. Ooh, I can target him. right ahead. Can't see him yet. But look, there he is. No wolves or anything spawn up top, so there we go. And then, ambushed by fire elementals, Brawn Pits can die, but there's only 2 fire elementals, so it's really unlikely. But you can throw fire resistance. Well, apparently it won't let me put it. You cannot put fire resistance on him. So because he's kind of spooked by the elementals being all aggressive, so he's going to give us some soup. Soup gives you a big jump boost and feather fall for 15 minutes. So I can jump a bit higher now, and if you don't have feather fall, now you do. Now we need the blessing of the sky spirit, which is up top, even farther than where we were before. So we're going to again go back to the Grimm brothers and get a fresh throw to get us up on the cliffs. And yes, you have to do some jumping on the cliffs. That's why they gave you jump and feather fall. If you fall down, you have to get back up there. So you have to walk all the way back to the Grimm brothers, or walk all the way back to the actual like path up, depending on which you prefer. I should just go look for the path. It can't be that much farther than walking all the way up here, and you don't risk missing. Boing. Alright. Line it up. Just kind of look more or less straight at him. Whee! I almost always bounce off that tree. I did get mad once that I bounced off the tree and I have sailed over the edge. Like, I was a little salty. Need to recast my bless and my sword enchantment. Oh look, there was another firewood forward. So, mind the gap. There are jumps to be made. Do not forget the very first jump, or you will be very uncomfortably walking all the way back. Jump number 2. It's kind of better to jump early than late. We want on this, if you're not convinced you can make it, this is closer. So just jump to the closer one, and then to this one. Now we want to get over there. Don't get too jump happy in this game. If you jump and you hit an overhang, the game will like ricochet you out, and you could put your momentum could screw you, and you'll end up going all the way to the bottom. All right, left side, and we're almost to the end of the jumping section. If you are playing on hard or elite, there will be evil clowns on top of all of these things attacking you. So you have to make the jump under fire, kill the things, make the next jump under fire, kill the things. And you have to fight an air elemental up here. An air elemental special ability is they knock you around and knock you off and make you run all the way back up. I believe that since I'm on normal mode, it has skipped all of that. Oh, see? Nope. Almost. He almost blew me off, and I would have had to run all the way back up here just to talk to him, and he says, "Watch out, they're about to attack Brawn Pits," who's right there. I would have had to run all the way back up for him to say, "Oh, jump down." We've got an ambush to fight. These guys cast invisibility and blur and or displacement to make you less likely to hit them. I have that true seeing ring from Feywild. So I cut through all of that crap automatically. I saved his life. In exchange for me saving his life, he will join the circus. That's how we get him to join the circus. He might not have been in danger if we weren't here. He gives us a treasure chest. We can rest. We can have some more soup. We can not notice that he's being attacked again. So from this point, if Brawn Pit dies, you lose the quest and you have to restart the whole thing. Fortunately, he's now targetable, so I can tell the hireling to heal him. I can even tell the hireling to defend him, and he will follow Brawn Pits instead of following me. I can now target him with fire resistance, acid resistance. I can bless us both. Can I enchant your weapon? Nope, only works on me. I'm gonna throw electric on there. You know what? We're just gonna put them all. Better safe than sorry. I don't need the MP for anything. So he has all the resistances up. I only have fire, which I'm gonna refresh. And we're going to walk back to the Brothers Grimm again. Only this time, we have to stop every couple steps because we're going to get ambushed by clowns. And by clowns, I mean tieflings that work for the Maleficent Cabal. They are all circus themed, so there's like a knife thrower and a fire breather and a fortune teller. I like the aesthetic of the like evil clown guys. I just don't really see how this quest helps. Like, we're just getting a new actor for the play. Like, that's not super helpful. It kind of gives us an in, but then we never end up using it as an in. Like, I guess we're not really fighting against the Cabal. I think the Cabal was responsible for getting rid of the other actor. We're helping House Phiarlan, the Entertainers Guild. That makes sense. Getting a new actor because they're the Entertainers Guild, that makes sense. Why the circus cares enough to be sending assassins, I don't know. This is my least favorite quest in this chain. I would skip it if I could. Unfortunately, it's the first one. Come on. There's just a lot of backtracking. And a protect mission at the end. You know how mad I get when I forget to like buff Brawn Pits up, or I'm on a character that doesn't have the ability to buff him and he just dies on the way to the end of the quest? Big mad. So he sends them away so that they don't get hurt, because he's a good uncle. And now we can take their stuff. And now we just have to do that last jaunt back to the beginning of the quest. We literally have to take him all the way back to where we entered, because there's a little caravan that represents how we got here. There is a very big difference in the final boss of this quest, depending on what difficulty that you are running on. Very big. So right now, all I've been fighting is basically evil clowns. But there are potentially also fire elementals spawning, because they're still mad at us. You doing good there, Brawn Pits? Alright, so when he catches up here, we'll see if anything spawns. No? Okay. On normal mode, no boss.
Bron Pit safely reaches the caravan on the way to Stormreach. Your work here is done.
Also, no treasure chest. On at least elite mode, but I'm pretty sure hard mode, and I'm sure on epic, you actually have to fight his dog. Like, his dog becomes corrupted or something, and you fight his dog. His dog has 4 forms. One for each season, I believe, and they have different elemental powers. And possibly only on elite, you fight all the forms at the same time. Like, his dog splits into 4 dogs, and you fight all of them. They're very good at tripping you. They all have elemental powers. That's a scary fight. You can very easily take a lot of damage, and you can very easily lose brawn pits in that fight. Scary. He doesn't say anything useful. I was kind of hoping that if I actually read what he said, that it would tell us why we're doing this. Anyway, time for actual espionage. Now that Phiarlan's influence in the city is solidified, we can ramp up against the Cabal. Okay, so it was just making sure that the play being ruined didn't hurt their rep so that they could do more again. You're supposed to be in the shadows anyway. Who cares if the assassins don't have, or the entertainers don't have the best rep? You're working in the shadows. And we know damn well, or I know, the next quest is also nothing to do with actually confronting them directly. However, this is possibly one of my favorite quests in the game. I don't know if I'm going to be able to successfully do all of the bits. I'll have to decide. I know a workaround to save some time. I'll have to decide. We'll find out. All right. What's the Cabal doing? Okay. So, there's a gala going on. There's a big party. We can walk into the party. There's 2 doors to this quest. This is the one on the left. Loading, loading. There's bouncers. If we try to just walk in the front door, we get bounced. They won't let us in no matter what. So you either have to leave or go through the side door. If you just go through the right door, this is basically where you start. You can just walk in the quest right here and poof your way to the other side.
The air in the illusion area
So,
is different than out
it's basically it's a really awesome museum that they're using as the venue for their party. Like, you know, a big fundraiser gala thing. But they're not actively using the museum half. They're just using the banquet hall. The museum is closed. We're going to break into the museum. So, up there are marks. That's a mark of shadow. That thing is a dragon mark. Each of the houses in the city is associated with a different dragon mark, which is a thing you're born with. And you might not even know it. Some of them are just like on your face, like, you know, almost Braveheart style, like obvious. And other ones you have to actually go in and have the magic doctor basically go, oh, I think you do have the dragon mark here. Let me help you express it, right? Recessive gene kind of thing. So Phiarlan's is the mark of illusion. Or shadow, which is illusion magic. So they can make all sorts of illusions. This guy is an illusion. He basically tells us to get lost. Because we're supposed to get lost. it's closed. He's basically he's a hologram telling us turn around, the place is closed. So I'm going to take my dart out,
Barrier in your path is being projected
and
by
I
the mark of shadow.
throw at the mark. We don't have to kill the dogs or lions. We don't have to kill the guide. We just have to blow up the mark of shadow, and all the illusions will go away.
The marks in shadow and shadow,
Zoop.
the illusions around you dissipate. The way deeper into the illusion area is open.
So we're just going to do that through each exhibit. We're coming up on the icy exhibit. If you run straight towards all of the things, you won't get very far.
It is as if you were teleported legally
They hid
rather than just having walked a few.
the mark over here. And since I can hit this one with my sword, it goes down a lot faster. Because it's not just the enemies that despawn, there's an actual wall that despawns so that you can keep going. I would love to actually visit this place. Like, not only, like, I like the lighting is like these cool mushrooms. I would absolutely have these, like, pink purple lamps in my house if they existed.
Are they simply decorative? With House Phiarlan, one comfortable.
This one is a trap. So, it's got the chain thing that slows you down. Whoa, that trap goes way farther than I thought it did. Boing? Eh. The mark's over here, on the other side of the trap. Kill that. I'm pretty sure the trap turns off. Yeah. There's no more trap anymore either. I believe the trap also has a trap box if you're a thief that's out here, so you can turn it off before you even run in here to hit the thing. Bunch of fairies. You can ignore the fairies. There's a lot of them. They are not casters. Run up the stairs, across the mushroom, and the mark is tucked away in the mushrooms up top. Jump back to the ramp because we need to be on the second floor. And we keep going. It's very easy to, like, speed run your way through here if you know where the marks are. Until you get to this part. This part murders a lot of characters. So, this is another trapped one. The game even warns you because I have a hireling that has spot, even though I don't. I step through here. Force fields go up. Force field on the other side goes up. Holographic spikes appear to impale you. Trap goes off. And what's the trap? Air jets that make you fly back and forth through the spikes. Just constantly taking damage, getting knocked around. There is one of the marks of shadow in there, but it teleports and mirrors itself. So there's like 10 of them in there. You have to hit the real one in order to shut everything down while you're being bounced around in the air jets and stuff. Very deadly. Very much a trap box right here that I can't turn off because I'm not a rogue. But what we do have besides my ranged weapon so I can get that thing moving, I have true seeing. So you see how only one of these is yellow? The rest of them are all pink. Only the yellow one is real. So if you have true seeing, poof, you don't have to guess and check. You can just hit the right one to begin with.
Unlike the previous room, this place
So this one, the scorpion is the mark. So you have to kill the scorpion to move on.
also extinguished the mark of shadow. The illusionary barrier is gone.
And I want to say that was the last of the zoo exhibits. There is another room before we can move on. And it's got a giant, an illusionary giant. And another, what do you want to call him? Tour guide? Illusionary tour guide will attack us. We are not supposed to be able to kill the giant. So I'm going to trigger the alarms and just kill this guy first. So when he's out of the way, we don't have to worry about him anymore. Now we're going to run in here and play with the giant. I could probably kill him, but you're not supposed to be able to. We're supposed to go hit all 4 of these marks of shadows. I made... Oh, see, the first one is the slowdown chains again, which will wear off in a couple seconds. Boing. If you have a ranged weapon, you can just decimate these things. I'm just going to run in and hit it with my sword because that's faster than doing 1 damage at a time with my crappy dart. But if you have a bow and arrow or you're a spellcaster, yeah, just snipe these things. just snipe them. Then you don't have to worry about running into things like a field of illusionary spikes. And then this one is another one full of enemies. But by the time they're done spawning, like, I'll have this thing dead before they can actually path to me. And now the giant is not as powerful. It loses all of its buffs, including its massive regeneration buff. And we can move on.
But you still need to enter the chapter house and stop the Maleficent Cabal's attack.
That by itself was longer and more interesting than some of the actual quests we've done. And there's still more. So now we're going through the chapter house, which I'm not sure what a chapter house is.
The Phiarlan chapter house must have been closed as a precaution during the Grand Gala. The ballroom is on the far side. Next to the security
Doop.
a large dragon
Giant mark of shadow. I can't destroy that one. If you walk through there, it's room after room after room after room of having to kill everything in the room to move on. Or we go in this way. This is the theater.
The chapter house theater normally hosts stage plays for Phiarlan's elite.
We're going to get up
It looks like
on this
shows
balcony
were
over
held
here.
during the Grand Gala.
There are no bad guys in here. I don't know why it's playing combat music. There's an optional objective later that we can come back here and mess with some gears under the stage in order to fix some, like, it's doing something with the mechanics. I don't really do it. It doesn't get you anything other than some optional XP. Oops. But it is there. It's an extra thing you can go explore. Our goal here is to jump and grab this ledge so we can go through that door. So I'm going to stand on the railing and line up as close as I can here and just see if I can get the game to latch on. If you can't quite make the jump because you're a big clunky paladin, for instance, take your armor off so you don't have that -5 armor check penalty. Need a drink 1 second. Whew, there we go. So now that I've taken my armor off, I jump a little bit higher. Come on. Come on. We've got... Oh, I was going to say, like, why did my stats go down? We took one of our Feywild things off. Come on. We're, like, right there. Come on, up, up, up. So I say it. I wonder if I can change my brightness settings. The answer is apparently no. I'm not allowed to change my brightness setting. So we're trying to stand on the railing to get myself that extra little bit of height. I feel like I feel like I'm jumping high enough. I feel like I'm jumping high enough and it's not grabbing. I must be like literally 1 point short. Where my skill at? My jump is 11. That seems reasonable. Do I have anything that boosts my skills? Can I bless myself to give jump? I know that's not how it works, but... Come on, let me up. Well, at least you will know that does work if you can jump higher. Let me put my armor back on. Do I have anything with jump? I thought we had like a jump item. We do. We have jump +8. That should work. I'm not sure why that is not working. That's ironically easier for wizards because wizards can cast the jump spell. I'm still kind of looking to see if I have anything in my inventory that just might boost my skills. Humph. We're gonna do it the hard way, apparently. That's fine. You'll see it both ways. If you do jump up top, you just follow the path. And you get to skip doing all these fights. I assume if you're doing this on, say, hard mode or elite mode, that you come in with a, say, potion of jump or something. Just make sure you can make the jump. I did not. And I regret it, because I really like that trick. And it makes me sad when my character is too clunky to make it up. But anyway, if you are stuck down here like a peasant, keep in mind this hallway here is trapped. It has more of those illusionary spikes. So we're going to try to stay away from the spikes. See, we got close to there and they spawned. I'm trying and failing to walk over there. If you don't want to get hit by the spikes, make sure you have enough jump and you just follow the path up top and it'll spit you out right there. And you walk on that all the way to the end and you just jump and glide your way right into that door. And you got to skip this big room of enemies, the previous room of enemies, that trap that we just went by. You get to skip all of this, which is a big deal on harder difficulties. Like on normal, it's whatever, you know, it cost me a couple seconds. But on elite or on epic, you know, when these guys actually take some time to carve down, yeah, absolutely. Go through the top. Especially in epic, you have plenty of jump. Because remember, the game doesn't scale. The game doesn't move the balcony up on epic, and you've got way more points and everything. So, this door, if you land on the ground over here and trigger the alarm because one of the guys sees you, it'll put a force field up and you have to kill them to open the door. So if you're jumping, make sure you jump and try to just ram your forehead up against the wall to just hug the wall as you come down and then feather fall your way right into this door and you will have skipped all those fights. Now we're in the ballroom.
You finally reach the House Phiarlan Grand
So,
Gala.
this is where the actual party is. This is the guard that wouldn't let us in before. We're going to literally add our name to the guest list. And we're going to add the spy's name to the guest list. She's going to do a little cutscene that she gets in. Now, the point of the quest is we are supposed to track down what the Cabal is doing. We're supposed to figure out why they're here. We know that they're sneaking in here somewhere, but we don't know how or why. So I'm going to run around. look for anything suspicious. You know what's really handy?
The party guest here seems like these
My ring
are
of
supposed to protect the Grand Gala,
true seeing.
but they only have eyes for the old elf.
I can see
They are obviously not in their right
that is actually a tiefling.
under a
That guy
spell.
is enchanting all of the guards, and they're just sitting here talking to him. So I know he's a problem. Now, what are we going to do about it? If I just see, click the true seeing, like, I know you're a tiefling, he's going to go, what are you going to do about it? That's not good enough. We have to bluff or intimidate him, and we can trick him to going somewhere else. So, hey, the captain of the guard is recalling all the troops to the library. I failed my roll. We'll try intimidate. I know who you are. Success. Whoa, I succeeded in intimidating him. Whoa, no need to be hasty. I don't want any trouble. Just tell me where you want me to go. And he takes all the guards with him. I don't think I've ever got the intimidate to work. The bluff is a way easier, I thought. I have 8 and 8. So, yeah, that was just a dice roll. You can find the exact numbers on the wiki, so you can come in here with, say, an item of bluff plus 10 and just automatically get it. I'm going to attempt to kill the spellmaster. There we go. You get a little bonus XP for killing him without killing the guards, because he tries to kill you as soon as you get in here. Plus a treasure chest. I successfully killed him without killing any guards. Mostly because the guards ran towards my hireling. That's why they're all grouped up over there. And these other two were behind me, so they didn't quite get stabbed by my wide swings. There's another treasure chest up top that I forgot to step for. There is a hidden door, bookshelf thing with an iron key on it. It opens a treasure chest on the second floor here. Get me some treasure. I don't know why you would want this like metal grating floor. That seems like a massive hazard. Just imagine how many times your foot would go through the grate and you would just trip and like break your ankle on a daily basis. I would hate this. Anyway, we have solved one of the problems here in the ballroom. So we're going to look around some more, see if we can find anything else. Absolutely relying on my true seeing to trip this for us. When we saw the first guy, my wisdom also counted, so my 12 wisdom was good enough to go, those guards are not properly spaced out, and draw my attention to him. So different skills work. True seeing definitely works. So now we are effectively looking at the wait staff. One of these servers is not what they appear to be. I just have to find the right one. And honestly, it's kind of dumb that they made it this far. Like, you would think true seeing, like, you would cast true seeing on, like, the guards, the head waiter. Like, how did you get away with a basic illusion?
One of the drink servers.
Oh, hello.
But you see through her disguise to the glowing.
The Viceroy is in the library. It worked. 8. 8 is enough on normal mode. The skill requirements go up on hard and elite. So yes, this lady who has been poisoning drinks as she goes around is like, oh, the Viceroy, I better make sure that he doesn't need a drink. So she's going to happily beeline to the library. We use the library because it's out of line of sight of all the guests. So we can do all of our mercenary business. And they'll just clean up the floor later. Plus, since we did the guards first, they will help us in the fight. Not that it was needed. And so now we get another chest for having defeated another mini-boss. And now is when I have to make a decision. And I think we're going to do it the long way because it's more fun. One of these guests, not you. You? No. You? You? You. So, Drake Amaran. So, there's a raid that we're not going to do because this is all about doing things solo, and I can't do the raid solo. Raids are intended to be 12 people things. But there's a level 6 raid. It's about time travel. It's really cool. But basically there's a character there, Nat Gan. He's a little acrobat. He's a member of the House Phiarlan, I believe. He dies. And this guy was his friend. The urn, like the urn carrying the guy's ashes, was stolen. And the guy thinks that he heard a rumor it ended up in the Viceroy's office. So he gets the key to the Viceroy's office, gives it to us, and we're gonna go break in. Probably should have gone the other way, but it's a longer walk. If you're doing... So you got two options for getting back to the Viceroy option, or Viceroy's office. 3 options. No, 2. So we can walk back to that very first door we walked in, because we can go in and out in front of that guard now, because our name is on the list. We can walk past him, go through that door, through the Illusionarium, walk all the way through the Illusionarium again, and we'll pop out over by the Viceroy's option. Office. It's still office. Holy crap, that does a lot of damage when you run through the middle. Don't run through the middle. I'm also going to throw acid resistance up on us because these guys cast a lot of acid arrows. There's a couple other optionals you could pick up. There was an optional that to sabotage that one hologram in particular. I probably should have picked it up since we're running past it anyway. If technically this is shorter to just fight your way back, if you don't want to fight because you're doing like elite mode or something and the fights are actually like taxing on your resources, just take the long way through the Illusionarium. Because at least then on the way back, you should be able to, again, jump. Like there's the theaters down there. You can use the same jump trick, jump right back up, walk around the rafters, pop yourself back down. Face is all itchy. So, this hallway we didn't go down before is the Viceroy's office. It's right over here. He has a lot of art. Some of the art's actually pretty cool. Like,
these paintings are exquisite. It seems that
I want to say that's a painting of Amrath.
for House Phiarlan.
So, you needed the gold key to get into his actual office. And here we
The
go.
rest of the chapter house is well accoutred, but the furnishings in the vice-regal office are on a
Nat
higher
Gan's
level.
urn is being used as a garbage bin. This guy's using somebody's urn as a garbage bin. We're here because we need that key. So, you came all this, like, yeah, let's, oh, we have to fight our way out again. A lot of fights. I really don't feel bad breaking into this guy's office and smashing all of his stuff, you know, just kind of out of spite, you know. I hope he liked those desks. Who uses an urn as a trash can? So we steal it back, and we get the key. The key is why we're there, from a metagame point of view. Now I gotta run through again, and hopefully the respawn timer, we might be able to get by without another fight. Looks like it. Got to skip that fight at least. And we've learned that these are very pokey, so we're going to stay on the outside. Ugh, that did not help at all. Go up on the rafters. Make sure you've got at least 12 jump, because I'm sure that I was close. I felt like I should have been able to grab. Especially if you're on the super high difficulties. So, back to the ballroom. You could also, if you have the dimension door spell to take you back to the entrance of a quest, you can dimension door and it'll just pop you right where we walked in, and then you also don't have to walk all the way back here. Anyway, now that we have the key, we can find the final thing that the tieflings were planning. On the second floor, in the back, are the guest rooms, which are also closed because there's a party going on right now. But now we have the key. You can pick the lock on this door. If you're a rogue, an artificer, a wizard with knock, you can open this door without having to get the key. I had to go manually fetch the key because I don't have those abilities.
You see the aura of a powerful illusion around this.
So, we know this guy's a tiefling. I'm going to say, I need to use a bathroom. And it worked. It worked. He's literally going to lead us to the bathroom. Alright, apparently we're doing it this way, because it's funny. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop, doop. Don't mind my giant sword. Doop, doop, doop. Totally just a guest. I must be thinking of a different game that had a walk if you pushed forward and back at the same time. So, he waits outside. Privacy, just what I was hoping for. And then, because I have true seeing, like, this actually is a bathroom. It has... The rest shrine is the toilet paper holder. You know what? Might as well refill my MP while I'm here. Alright. Get that fire resist back up. Get that acid resist back up. So, because I have true seeing, I can see all these doors. If I didn't have that ring of true seeing, I would just walk back out, tap the guy on the shoulder, and start punching him in the face. But since I have true seeing and we can go through all the secret doors... There's tieflings in here. Gasp! They smuggled in a bunch of guys. Then we're going to open this door. And then because he's not paying attention... We're going to pop over here and kill even more of his guys. And then conveniently there's another secret door. Which, at least these secret doors, it's like, yeah, this is the spy guild. Of course they would have a ton of secret doors all over the place. And now we're going to pop open this last door, walk right up in front of the guy, and he's going to be like, what the heck? Shenanigans! He calls for his friends, but I've already killed them all.
Cyan will want to know that you've eliminated this threat.
So those are the 3 things the tieflings are doing. It is. I really like that there's so many things to do in this quest. You do not have to get that key or go through their door at all. You can skip killing them. If you can't pass the bluff check to get the guard captain and the guards, you can skip that. If you are tired of looking for the right waiter, you can skip it. But if you don't skip it, so we're going to report to Cyan. Hey, I took out some stuff, blah, blah, blah. We're reporting that we have cleared all of the danger so that she can now... We can gather to protect the Viceroy. And this is... We've already won the quest. Every one of those 3 things that you do not take care of comes into this room and is the final boss. So if you did none of them, you have to fight the Poison Lady, the Enchanter, all of the guards, and all of the tieflings that were hidden in the back room. So whichever ones you handle ahead of time, like, come on, are you coming or what? You're not here. I think I heard the door open now that I turned and walked away. All of the ones that you don't do, fight. All the ones that you took care of, don't join the fight. You know, and he's such an asshole, he even blames her for why his servant can't tie his boots fast enough. In his defense, that's probably actually exactly true. So then, here comes the boss. The boss of all of the other guys. Like, haha! I have poisoned you! Ha 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 ha! Except we've already killed the poisoner, so... The poison master died. Didn't actually live long enough to poison the cup. He's got a backup plan. Brainwashing your own guards to kill you. Yeah, except I solved that. Solved that too. But he's got a backup plan to his backup plan. Whole bunch of assassins right under your nose. I solved that already. And then he gets all sad. He needs a hug. And then she slips him his own poison. And he dies. And we don't have to fight him. Quest over. And who was that? Ah, just some drunk. And then he just still tells her off for being useless and storms off into his party. Like, this guy's an asshole. He's got to be... Like, he can't actually know what's going on in House Phiarlan. He has to think he actually is in charge of the Entertainers Guild. He can't know. He can't be that dumb. Anyway. Treasure chest. If you want even more to do, I'm not going to do it, but if you want to, you can now walk all the way back to the Viceroy's office and use this key to open the contraband vault and fight a demon. I'm not walking all the way back there. I hate backtracking. If that quest wasn't so... If it wasn't so well themed and with so much cool stuff in it, I would get mad at how much backtracking I have to do. To be fair, I usually have... I don't think it's in my inventory right now. I usually have a way of opening that door. Either I can pick the lock, or I will bring in... more recently, the Saltmarsh expansion gave you a little hireling that's a rogue. And this is a low enough level quest that he can pick the lock for you. So I just always have a rogue to pick the lock now. I thought about just popping the lock using him and then dismissing him just to save the time of running back and forth, but I decided to be a little more honest about it and just... We walked back and we did it the legitimate you don't have a rogue way. So what's next? We're going to go find a snitch. They've located a potential weak link in the Maleficent Cabal. We're going to chase him down. We're going to make him talk. Stick him and make him squeal. And he's hanging out right in here.
The sounds and smells of the busy tavern drift in from the next...
Wow, we've only got 2 minutes left on my hireling. I thought I was going to be able to knock all these out in an hour. I was wrong. So here he is. Here's the guy that we're supposed to be coming in here, putting the squeeze on. But as soon as we try to talk to him, he takes out this magic wand, waves it around, and all of a sudden we're surrounded by assassins instead of bar patrons. Gotta say, crazy ass battle music in this pack. So we follow him into the cellar. He casts his wand about again. And he teleports away. So we're basically going to just rinse and repeat. We're going to chase him down. He's going to summon another random enemy, which I like in this quest. I like that we get to fight a bunch of random stuff. And it is perfectly okay to me that it's so random, because it's a wand of random monster summoning. If you hit this valve right here, it turns on the garbage disposal system and toasts all of the jelly for you. And you can just keep turning it on until all of the jellies are dead, so you don't have to fight them. Oh, got one more. Toasty. Don't pull the lever while your friends are down here. And make sure your hireling isn't in the garbage disposal before you turn it on. Giant rat. So by going through this little tunnel, we can climb up and turn the valve that opens the next door. It may seem like some of these are in like weird, how would you ever know it's their spaces, but there's not really anywhere else to go. So it's not even process of elimination, it's process of the only actual way to go. And I'm not afraid of breaking my weapon on jellies anymore. Go through this door here. Might as well kill this rat. This is a fire trap. I think I can... Let's just stick over on the far wall. Nah, I saved against it, but... Fire trap. Cast your fire resistance. Water. Out of water. Up the ladder. And here we have a classic Legend of Zelda style water puzzle where you have to turn the valves to get the water to go into the correct holes. And by puzzle, I mean you literally just turn all three of them and there's no other way to do it. You can't even unturn them once you turn them. It's just turn all three of them. And then jump into the one with the water. Because it's creating a current that lets you get through here fast enough that you don't drown. Not that drowning is really a concern in this game, but... Foosh! We come flooshing out, and now we are out of the sewer section.
Lower one of the nearby ladders. You would be able to climb up onto the roof.
Pull the lever, and oh look, there's the guy. And he's going to wave his magic wand, and we're going to kill these gargoyles. Which I guess in this case, it didn't so much summon them as make them come to life. And then the surprisingly dangerous... Get over here, hireling. Turn the valve, and a whole bunch of rats pop out.
And angry squeals nearby.
7 rats. They're just rats, right? They're just rats. But anything that outnumbers you 7-1 is potentially dangerous. Because you just never know if they're all going to crit at the same time, you know? Another trap, these little vents. You can also see the scorch mark on the ground to say, yes, this is a fire trap. So I'm going to jump. I think they only went off once. The first one never went off, and then that one goes off twice. Whatever. Cast electric resist if you have it for here. He lights the whole roof up. And then the next wand he uses, I'm going to put electric resist on him. We fight Kratos. Get it? Kratos. He dies. You pull the valve to turn off the electric. Get your free toy. And we move on. Go across the pipes. There's a short ladder on the side of here. Try not to step on these. These are also traps. They're not damaging traps. They're air jets that'll send you flying back over there. So maybe run right down the middle. There's then again air jets right here. There's also trap boxes for these. You can turn them off if you're a rogue. To avoid this one, if you're not a rogue, you can actually walk on this outer drain pipe, and now you're far enough away that the air jets don't push you off. We've got some hellhounds to fight. And we move on again. We are now on the roof above where we came out of that little sewage pipe. I don't know why you'd have a sewage pipe that high up. You pull the lever, it drops this ladder in case you fell down without pulling this valve. This is the valve we needed. But if as long as you hit that one, you've got a ladder to try again. We're going to jump back in the water and swim through another pipe. Not the most complicated of pipe sections, so don't be afraid that there's water sections. It's very simple. We're going to climb our way out, and we're in a different neighborhood.
Your pursuit has led you out of Tanner's
So,
Valley and into a quieter, more
there's an optional little bit of XP. You can talk to that lady, and she says she wants her mail, but she can't get over there. We could come over there later, grab her mail, and bring it back to her. We're going to stay on the roofs. There is a ladder in case you fall down. We want on that balcony over there. However, if we try to run over there, a force field pops up, because of course it does. So instead, we're going to go through that hatch, which is opened by that lever right there. So I'm going to just drop on top of the lever, open it up. You get bonus XP if you don't wake the dogs up, but at least don't kill the dogs. They're really just like the dogs in some guy's yard. They're not evil dogs. So for once I will not kick the dog. Go through the pipe, you come up the back side. It's gotta be like a cistern or something, like just a big pipe for some reason. Look. Caught up to the guy again, and he summons a giant rust monster. Which he's like, huh, huh, huh. He doesn't like that. And now he summons some guys. I don't know what this guy's usefulness is. Like, to the Cabal, right? He has joined the Cabal. I don't know what his skill set is. Like, he's just like a low-level worker or something, but they gave him this magic wand to summon assistance at a moment's notice that works over and over again. We never find out what his job was. You can follow that rust monster and kill it, and they'll pop you out over by the mailbox I mentioned earlier, and you can give the mail to the lady who wants her mail. I'm not going to bother, but you just walk down there. The valve opened up, or dropped down this ladder. We're going to jump over here onto this little courtyard. And we're going to pull our hireling. Once he starts his animation, it pops up a force field. There is no icon on the other side to pull people in. So if you don't bring your whole party in at once, some of them could get locked out of the boss fight. So he doesn't realize it summoned a demon behind him, and, you know, classic comedic fashion. He then gets murdered because he was going to rat him out. And now we kill a demon. Unfortunately for the demon, paladins have a lot of bonuses against demons. He is fairly strong, so like you should throw up like fire resistance and your displacement and everything, because he's not a pushover. But we out. Now the importance of that quest for us is that he finally gave up the name. He finally confirmed the name that we're after. We'll take whatever the sword is. I'll take this. Thank you. So now that we have a name, they go researcher and they're like, that one in particular, that's the one in charge. I really should go get a hireling. Do we have any? No. I should go get a hireling. I'm not going to. I should. This might be a cut right now to me going, I should have got a hireling, and this is our second try at the quest. But hopefully... Oh, you know what? No, we're good. We're going to do it. Under the big top. The traveling troubadours are the front. So, the circus doesn't call itself the Maleficent Cabal. There's some other name. But then as we run in here, they're like, oh, it's the guy, and they all pop up and try to kill us. So we get to go through the entire fairgrounds. With fair music going the whole time. Fortunately, I'm level 8, and this is a level 5 quest. And my build is kind of starting to go online, so I'm not too worried. Blue X. Oh, and we're on normal mode, which is basically everything is easy. X. So this is the blue wheel of ill fortune, we needed to go to the X. Unfortunately, I don't have a meat shield. These are all trapped. There is I think it's back here, a trap box for you rogues, so that you can turn off the trap. I can't do it. I'm going to cast all of my elemental resistances so that the trap does not do major damage. There was a fire trap, I took no damage. Electric trap, I took no damage. Fight trap. Ambush trap? I don't know. And now the X. And now the door opens. We're going to have to repeat that twice. So we run over here. There's another wheel. We need green triangle, yellow diamond, I think is what they go for. Yellow diamond. That was easy. It was green triangle, right? Yes, green triangle. So we gotta go find the green one, which is just a little further over. So we run in here. The workers all turn into bad guys. Or I guess I just dropped their illusion. There are actually bystanders. There are legitimately, like, just people here for the carnival. Then they run away screaming. If you go into a lot of these sideshow tents, they usually have, like, some cute little Easter egg. Is this the one I'm thinking of? No, it's not. One of them has a, like, that's the magician, you know, the I stabbed the sword through the barrel. Look, she's miraculously alive on the inside, even though there's 20 swords in it kind of thing. Except if you smash the barrel, it actually has a zombie in it. Because he didn't. He didn't not stab her. He just killed her. It was like, ta-da! Nobody wants your souvenirs. I would want a souvenir. So, there's going to be some hellhounds on fireballs. You know, like that performing circus dog kind of routine. When you blow up the fireball, it's going to try... it explodes. But it also will blind you. That's not good. So I killed them last. I did, because if I'm blind, I can't see. One more of those ring puzzles. So we're going to walk over here and see what combination we need. You can save this person from the cage. There's a person there. But they're also an illusion. There are a couple more, like, optional, just cool things around, because we're going to basically go a straight line as possible to the end of the quest. There's extra stuff in all of the areas that I don't go in. Just like little minor extra bonus XP things. Orange circle, purple square. Purple's right here, so that's easy. Just need orange circle. I'm using Q. Oh, orange is right there. I think it's somewhat random, which... Because there's also a red one that's just a little further in. I want to say there's another color of wheel over here somewhere too, but we don't need the red one, so we're not going to go looking for it. It was orange circle, if I remember right. If you have a hireling of basically any kind, you can tell the hireling to turn this so that they get exploded instead of you. Very handy on something like elite mode. Because if the hireling dies, you can just drag their corpse back to the resurrection shrine, have them stand up again, and then tell them, okay, you need to go turn the wheel 3 more times. It's not nice, but I'm the one paying. I paid for your services. So, following around the corner, we're going to get our rest shrine. It's the bathrooms. I'm going to go and just top off my HP and then heal, or rest, to get my ability back. I could probably make it through the rest of the quest, but since I've only got 2 minutes left on my buffs and I took half my mana to cast all the resists, I'm not going to risk it. Actually, not even going to cast my buffs quite yet. We are past all of the doors. I don't have to stop and look for anything, so we're just going to run around the outside of this area to get up to the big top. I'm just going to ignore all the bad guys. They don't run quite fast enough to threaten me. As one of them literally shoots me in the back. More of them are going to teleport in. Feel free to kill them. I'm just saving a little time not stopping and killing every single one as I go by. Already got green alert. We need to talk to this guy. This is the guard captain that we were supposed to meet. And I'm going to walk into the big top. Enemies cannot follow through loading zones. So I talked to her, walk in the door. None of those bad guys will ever... They'll never matter to me. They're still out there. I still have green alert. I don't care. So we talk again to the snobby guard captain, who doesn't even want us here. They march in. I'm going to be casting my buffs now. And they try to call out militia. It ends exactly as it should. So this is militia. She is a very custom drawn succubus. They use her picture a lot. So she charms all the guards. So we have to fight waves of enemies. So step 1, I'm going to even throw my buffs up. Come on, hurry up and fight me. I fear no elf. And now that they're dead, we can actually take some swings at her once she's done talking. She gets to half health, puts up a force field, summons a bunch of clowns. Normally, I'll show it off. If I'm doing this quest on a hard difficulty, I actually run back to where we walked in. Like, as soon as I talk to the guard captain, I run all the way back here. And then I can range with a bow those guards, just a few of them at a time, so that I'm not fighting them all in one big melee. I then can do the same thing. As soon as I kill the last guard and she starts summoning all of her little friends, I back up and I only aggro a few of them at a time. I am not in any particular danger because it's normal mode. But yeah, if you're on a hard difficulty, you just do all your fighting over there, getting as few guys as possible. Normal mode is worth 1 chest. You get an extra chest for every difficulty you go up. So hard and elite, more treasure. And that was the Carnival. That was what, hour and a half for 4 quests? Not my greatest speed. I like these quests. These quests have kind of middling treasure. We didn't even see any. You do get a very high chance of items from the end reward. Like, we're talking like 400%. Like, there's multiple named items on the chain reward list, which you will see momentarily. And some of these items are legitimately good. So, yeah, here we go. We got quite a few. So, you'll note Nimble Grasp. Does that sound familiar? It should. Anger's Gift. Some of these are the items that you can get from Korthos. Some of these, like this necklace, Anger's Gift, now that I'm looking at it, that's the one that's only a one-time, I thought was a one-time reward from doing Korthos. So I took Anger's Gift instead of taking the mana necklace. And now I super regret it, because I'm pretty sure the mana necklace cannot drop in this list. But obviously Anger's Gift can. Not that you would care. It binds to character on acquire, and we're level 8. Like, even if you did this at level 5, you don't care about that little set bonus anymore. The only time it would be maybe useful is that there's an item called the Gem of Many Facets. It's an item from the raid, the Chronoscope, which is sort of related to this chain, and it has all the set bonuses on it. So you can wear just the gem, which its whole ability is just all the different set bonuses, this Anger's Wrath, etc. And then you can wear one piece each of all of the other set bonus items, and you can just have all the set bonuses at once. And it was kind of cute back in the day. You could reincarnate your character and get all the set bonuses and be like, haha, I'm level 1 and I have 6 set bonuses. I think the Gem of Many Facets is level 5 minimum, so it's not even that good. It was cute, but it's not worth pursuing. As for items that actually belong to this chain, the Battered Phiarlan Shield, it's got a absorption thing on it, which means that the first 5 enchantment spells that hit you, you're immune instead. I might honestly take this because our shield is kind of just a throwaway shield, and I believe that would have blocked the sleep spell that knocked us out a couple times in Feywild. There's also Plate of the Ringleader, has some charisma on it. Let's see, some intelligence on a garb, some dexterity on a light armor. Seeing it's lining up the stats. Buff for 4 elements at once. Troubleshooter's goggles isn't terrible. The Brimstone Verge and Roderic's Wand are actually cool. Brimstone Verge is a Burning Hands wand that recharges itself. So you can just sit there burning hands over and over and over again. It's super not relevant. Items have too low of a level. Like the DC is so low. Monsters will always save against it. So you're always doing half or 0 damage. So they're not very good. They're cool though. Someday I hope they come and give us Eternal Wands of good spells, or make the DC, like the difficulty for the spell to be resisted based on us, not the item. I don't know. They're cool, but they're not practical. Except for Roderic's Wand is just, that's the snitch. The guy we chased around, this is literally that wand. Wave the wand, get a random monster ally for a couple minutes. This one's cool and it works. Like, it really works. You just whoop, okay, I have a monster. Yeah, sometimes you get a crappy one like a dog, but sometimes you get a really good one and it's just random. I like I like this item. This item's fun. If you get it, pick it. I'm going to take that shield because it is ever so slightly more useful than the shield we have. So I'm going to equip my dart, but then instead of dart and old shield, I'm putting dart and new shield. So when I click on this, we have a new shield up. Not that it matters because I very rarely use the shield. Alright. That was Carnival. We're going to go and level up because we are now level 9. And level 9 gets us a sweet ability that's going to do us absolutely zero good where we're going next. I'm also going to check my mail. Got a mail icon. What does the mailman say? We've unlocked Warforged. I already had it on this account, but yeah. Just doing the quests up to level 5, we've unlocked Warforged. Now, we did do all of Feywild on Elite. But there you go. We've unlocked Warforged and got an extra 25 free points. Let's go ahead and roll our silver roll of the day. Warm potion. I prefer my potion chilled. Alright, Mr. Paladin Trainer. Advance next level. Our very sad 1 skill point. And we get a feat. We're going to take one of our strongest feats. Every single melee character in the game at level 9, unless they've got a really good reason, takes improved critical. It just doubles how often you critical hit. We're going to take slashing, because slashing is what counts for great swords. There we go. We didn't even get a new spell slot. Wow. Now, we're done with the Carnival. Do I recommend Carnival? I think they're fun. It has one of my favorite quests in the game. The loot is passable. There's a great axe you can get that is a little overly good for its level that a lot of people like to use when they're doing, reincarnating their character over and over. The pack is also epic. So you get the regular quest and the epic quest for buying the pack. It's not just 4 quests. It's kind of like it's 8. But it is a small number of quests. I really do like this. I really do like this quest, though. In my opinion, the Party Crashers quest by itself is worth the price of the pack. If you are just playing through the game, though, there's a lot of level 5 quests. We are now level 9. The biggest problem that the Carnival has is it's competing with Feywild now. Yeah, this comes in VIP, Feywild doesn't. But they're still level 5. And the items from Feywild are so good. This is going to be a recurring problem. Even the packs that have cool items are nowhere even close to Feywild. Not even a tiny bit close. So, if you like the theming, grab this pack. This is a pack I always do. I always do it at level 5, and I always do it at Epic. It's Epic level 20. It's also one of the first things you can do once you go to the Epic side of the game. I always do these twice. I always do them twice. But if you're only looking for quest packs that maximize your loot or your XP, I have to say skip this one. Grab it on sale when it's on sale, but the items are super outclassed by Feywild. There's not enough quests to really push you any levels. Like, we got like one bubbles worth. Like, there's just, if you can only buy one pack, it's not Carnival. If you can buy a bunch of them on sale or whatever, you get Carnival. I like these quests. They're fun. They're well themed. Unfortunately, they're competing with Feywild in their level slot. So, there you go. There's my opinion. You saw the quests. Next time, we do a pack that no one should ever do, and oh god, they should have burned it out of the game. Okay, I exaggerate. These ones aren't that bad, but yeah. Next time on Strategy and Snark, our first trip to the Necropolis.